I am Christine Havlieres, and I am the ambassador and sponsor of the Mendham, New Jersey Park Bench website. And today I'm going to be interviewing Tracy and David Murata from Best Version Media. So a warm welcome to both of you, and I'm really thrilled to have you here today. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with me.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so the first question is, how long have you both been involved and working with Best Version Media?
We are involved with Best Version Media for 6 years now. We have 4 publications, Sparta Living, which launched in 2016, Neighbors of Green Township, which launched in 2017, and Mendham Neighbors, which launched in 2019 of January, and Chester Neighbors, which launched in 2019 of May. We also are division managers of the Metro Division. The Metro Division consists of Connecticut, New York, and Western Massachusetts. So we service and mentor 38 publishers.
Wow.
That do what we do. So we are really having a great time with Best Version Media. Best Version Media, we partner with. They started in 2007 with 6 publications. And today we're one of the fastest privately held companies in all of North America. We have over 950 of these publications across the United States and Canada. So It's a really great company to work for.
You two
We're on the rocket ship.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Tracy.
We're on the rocket ship.
You are. How do you have time for yourselves? You're not just
Right?
doing the 4 publications here. You're doing like the tri-state area. That's That's amazing. Okay, so you told me Mendham Neighbors magazine was published in January of 2019. So it's kind of a new magazine. So tell me some of the responsibilities. I used to be a publisher of Access magazine for the American Dental Hygiene Association. So I was editor-in-chief. But tell me what some of your responsibilities as publishers are. You know, just give us a few of your tasks so people know.
Yeah, so in the publishing world, and I've been in the industry for about 16 years, in the publishing world, the role of the publisher has always been and will continue to be the overall operations and the financial health of a magazine, right? Whereas the editor and the content aspect of it is the words and it's the content. We have great teams who support us in those arenas. But Dave and I's primary responsibilities as publishers is to continue to drive revenue into the magazine so that we continue to grow it and expand, into, more pages, more markets, et cetera.
Excellent, excellent. So what do you enjoy the most about publishing the Mendham Neighbors magazine?
Yeah. So, even going back as far as 6 years ago when we first launched the Sparta publication, I would say the best part is the response that we have gotten from the community. Overwhelmingly, the response we've gotten from even the first month in issuing these publications and delivering them to the homeowners' mailboxes has been how much they enjoy receiving them. Some of the feedback that I get is, I look forward to receiving every issue, and we get a real kick out of learning about our families and friends on the front cover of the magazine. And other than Amazon, this is the one thing that I look forward to getting in my mailbox. So it's a lot of fun to hear from the readers as to how much they're enjoying it.
That's so great. So I've enjoyed working with both of you. I came on, I think, in July of last year during COVID, and I sponsored the lead article for your magazine. And I love it because each time, here's your Mendham Neighbors for March. And the Shannons, I loved their story. It was so heartwarming, and their children, how adorable are their kids? So everybody that, even though I'm sponsoring it, I feel like a part of that community because I get to know all the people that live in that community. So tell me, to be a cover family and be in the lead article, how do you become a cover family? Is there, they send like leads into you to say, hey, we want to be on the cover? What's the competition like to get on the cover? Because it seems like it's competitive to me.
Yeah. So would you believe that it's probably the most asked question I get
Okay.
Hands down. How do you pick the people for the front cover of the magazine? And so I feel like I'm revealing like this big secret. It's not a big secret. It is a nomination process. So
Okay.
Dave and I have been out in the community now for a number of years, and we're always asking, whether it be with a business owner or an organization or some key contacts in the community, we're always asking, hey, who do you know? Who do you know that is either doing good things in community, is
Mhm.
doing good work with community, is involved in community, or might just have an interesting story or hobby or talent? There's really no set criteria as to what we will and won't look for in a family, because it is important, very important, in fact, that we feature families from all walks of life, right? Because if we're only going to feature people who are saving the world, it could be intimidating. And that's not what this magazine is intended to be. It is really intended to really just introduce you to your neighbors, one resident at a time. And but yeah, it is a nomination process. We're always asking for, people to be nominated. And some people, graciously decline. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And other
Right.
people are really flattered and excited. And it is a very fun experience for all the families. And by now, over 6 years, we've probably featured over 200 families. And all
Wow.
of them have said how much they've enjoyed being a part of that process. So it's a lot of fun.
That's great. And how many nominations do you get? Like they have to come in ahead of time, right? So you're kind
Yeah.
of 2 months out with publishing. So how many
Yeah.
do you get, like, that come in? Do they come in weekly?
Yes. So I have a pretty a list at this
Mm,
point, and there is somewhat of a waiting list. And I do
okay.
try to map them out accordingly.
That's great.
But yeah, I do get nominations, several times a month. Mhm.
That's great. That's so exciting. Okay, so tell me, what are your kind of future goals for this magazine?
Our goals are continuing to connect community with the local businesses in town.
Mhm.
Also, provide those local businesses a platform to tell their story. To
Mhm.
get people that live in the community to know about them, right, on a personal level.
Right.
And that's what our magazine provides. And it's just and we're always going to continue to keep the content relevant to the community. And I think that's the most
Mhm.
important thing about our publication, is that the content is why they open this magazine, right?
Right.
It's really about when it means something to them. That's the
Mhm.
most important part. And our content coordinator and Tracy and I, we continue to drive um, that local content in those magazines, and that's really important. And that's what we're going to keep doing, and just continue to keep growing the magazine. The bigger the magazine
Mhm.
grows, the better exposure it's going to get, and the more fun people are going to have with it.
That's great. Now, do they have to pay for the magazine, or does this come complimentary to them?
No, there is no cost to receive the
Okay.
magazine, but as you can imagine, this magazine is not free to produce. So it
No.
is slowly being supported by the businesses and
Like yourself.
professionals like yourself
Gotcha.
to sponsor the publication. So yeah,
Great.
without the businesses and our business community, we would not be able to deliver these to the doorsteps of these homes every single month.
That's great. And how many people get this a month?
So we go to all homes throughout the Mendham
Oh,
community, borough and township.
okay,
As long as you
great.
have a
Right.
mailbox, you are getting it.
Okay, terrific.
Three
And
thousand homes right now.
Yeah.
3,000? Okay, that's fabulous. Anything else you want to mention about the magazine or the community of Mendham, before we close out for the
I
interview?
think just one of the important things that I'd like to make sure that people keep in mind, especially the residents and businesses in the community, is that this magazine is intended to be written by and for the community, about the community, meaning we don't hire a bunch of freelance writers to come and report on the things that are happening in the community, much like a newspaper would. The content for our publication is primarily curated and penned by the community. The families on the front cover, the local business owners, the healthcare professionals are all feeding into the magazine in order to make it very relevant. As Dave mentioned, the more relevant we make the magazine, the more likely people are to open it, engage with it, and talk about it. So I guess my closing thought would be, if you've got a story to share, we've got a platform to help you tell that story. And that's what we're really looking forward to as we continue with our years, getting acquainted with the Mendham community and bringing this platform to their homes every month.
Oh, great. Okay. So thank you so much, Tracy and David and Best Version Media. So much, thank you so much for a wonderful interview today, and all the best to both of you.
You too, Christine.
Thanks, Christine. We'll talk
Thank
to you
you.
soon.